Women is what philosophers warned us about. Posting this on International Women's Month is diabolical, bro.
My husband informed me today that I would be a single mother of 4.
What? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This whole trend of women just crying in their car or just screaming in like by themselves, that makes them look bad. It makes them look crazy.
Single mothers are disgusting, repulsive, and nobody respects them.
Hey, bro. Why y'all gotta be so disrespectful to single mothers, man? I grew up in the household of a single mother. My mom sacrificed everything for her kids, bro. My mom would give her left kidney to me right now if it ensured I could live another year, if I was on my deathbed. I'm telling you this right now, bro. It's nobody that's gonna love you like your mom, bro. It doesn't matter whether she's a single mom. That doesn't mean she's a horrible person that just deserves to never be loved again or whatever. Because I'm not gonna lie though, I do think that people make mistakes. I do think that people make mistakes, and I do think that every human being is flawed. And as somebody that grew up in a single parent household, I heard a lot from my mom about my dad, right? A lot of bad things, and I experienced a lot of bad things with my dad, so I really hated him. It made me feel some type of way about him. I genuinely had a lot of disdain, but as I began to grow up, specifically as I began to become an adult, I began to look at my mom, not as my mom, but as a human being, and I was looking at everything that she was doing, and I'm like, damn, my mom is just a human being, just like me. And oftentimes we hold our moms and our dads to this standard because they're the people who raised us, right? They're the people that we go to if anything happens to us. They're supposed to have our backs no matter what. And I looked at her and I could tell some of the flaws that made me feel some type of way about her. Because, you know, we're humans. And if you live with people, you bump heads with them. And, you know, I was like, damn, I could understand why my parents would have problems. My mom wasn't the angel that she made it out to be, or the impression that it gave. You know, I understand. My dad was a POS. I experienced bad with my dad. He's a POS, right? He wasn't helping my mom out with bills. He cheated on her a few times. He was mentally abusive. You know, he was really rude and brash with her. I'm not going to say it's 100% her fault, but I'm saying like she's not 100% innocent.
Well, it's because deep down, it's kind of their fault, and female philosophers would agree.
Maternity in particular is respectable only for a married woman.
Let's be honest though, single moms are hot as but that only makes it more sad.
I mean, they know what they want, bro. But listen, the thing about a single mom, I'm gonna tell you this right now. She already knows what it is, especially if she's older. She knows, damn, a lot of men are not gonna want to be a stepdaddy. So let me just go ahead and slang this coochie, because she's a woman. You think women aren't gonna get... She's gonna slang this coochie around and you're gonna beat it up, and maybe if you catch feelings, you'll be a stepdaddy. There's been a few times I talked to women with kids. I'm not gonna lie, they are the most fun women. Sometimes they use you as an escape to get away from shit. They just have fun. I'm just not gonna be a stepdaddy. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm not picking up another man's save point. You got me f***ed up.
Plea and cry for help, that someone please take care of me, my kid, raise this random child.
What's good, Ethan? Is this AI? Hey, let me tell you, if she's pretty and she's a single mom, chances are this woman is crazy. A man probably put his dick in crazy, okay?
So I'm 44 years old.
Oh my God, and her titties is out, ma'am. You could have buttoned this up. What you doing? You advertising? You looking for a stepdaddy right now? Your face is up here and your titties is taking up half of the screen. What are we talking about here?
And
their tits are always out. They always talk about how hard working they are. And additionally, if you check TikTok,
listen, single mothers work hard. My mom was a single mom who raised 6 kids. Bro, I lived with multiple aunts. My mom was helping her sisters out and my mom did a lot. Like, if my mom were to die today, my family would be sent into ruin. No, my family would fall apart. My mom is like the tree that holds us together. I swear to God.
Why are all the teenage moms white and have mixed children? Again, it's this reinforcing idea that yes, they have it hard, but at the same time, we kind of know partially that it is your fault. And how should I feel? Pity? empathy? Should I help them out, or should I worry about my own life?
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's like if you look at a homeless person and it's like, you know why you're homeless? You don't have a home. Just go get a home, silly. It's like a little more complicated than it seems. But yes, ultimately it does come down to the fact that women made the wrong choice in their partner and let them nut up in their coochie and procreate.
Well, no one really cares about single moms.
Among barbarians, no
Hey,
distinction
you let them hit it raw. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
is made between women and slaves.
What?
Philosophy is
No distinction is made between women and slaves.
Bro, did he just say get in the kitchen?
Philosophy is inherently sexist because their goal is to seek the truth. And if you look at women, they are not as smart, they are never as rich, they don't live as long, and blah, blah, blah.
They don't live as long. I think it's the other way around. I think women live long lives. Men don't live that long.
Women suck. I hope you guys are ready for the actual video, because philosophers not only would hate women, they would hate me. They would hate you. Poor people, middle class people, rich people, they are the biggest haters.
Any occupation, art or science is vulgar, and likewise all paid employments, for they absorb and degrade the mind.
If you work a job
What the f did that achieve? You gotta work a job. What do you mean?
philosophers would view you as vulgar, a slave, a brokey, a wagey, and why?
You don't think a worker doesn't sit here at their computer and realize that they're a fucking slave?
Well, if you haven't noticed, every single philosopher is rich as Cicero, the Roman philosopher and one of the wealthiest men to live.
He writes, the very wage they receive is a pledge of their slavery.
Okay, so if you're in this situation, what are you supposed to do? Okay, I got a job. What you want me to do? Quit and then what? I don't get it. You don't just get rich randomly.
Let that sink in. To a Roman, if you sold your time for money, you were a slave, a wage slave.
Bro, to be rich means that there has to be poor people. The reason why rich people are able to be rich is because they're pocketing the majority of their earnings and they're not breaking bread with the poor people. They're taking a significant amount of the profits. Rich people cannot exist without poor people. To have an abundance, that means that somebody needs to have the lack thereof. What are we talking about?
It didn't matter how much money you made. If another man dictated your hours, you were not free.
How is it possible to be a free human being if you were constantly chained down by responsibilities? Responsibilities you could not give a f about. You couldn't care less about your job, but you only care because you have to work for another man. You are a slave. And the same thing applies to single mothers. If you watch any of these single mother videos,
Oh,
they don't
nurses, hold on.
want their kid. Analysis time.
Can't a single mom just have a boyfriend? I don't want a stepdad to my kid.
I just want an escape.
No. You just hit partner? Yo, congratulations, gang. I'm happy for you, bro. I saw you at McDonald's. Yeah, I saw you at McDonald's too when I told you to put the fries in a bag. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, bro, you really think you're going to be in a committed relationship and you're never not going to be a stepdad? The stepdad is the final. That is the final destination. You're not going to be in a long-term relationship with somebody and them not having a single interest in your child. Eventually, you're going to want your kid and your boyfriend to have some type of a relationship. That's cap. You're saying that because you want to let them in, and once they beat it up and they chill around you and they eat food and they're comfortable around you, then you start trying to sick the mongrel on me. I don't want to be a stepdad. Okay? It's impossible. Unless you're willing to give your kid, either you're willing to give your kid away, either back to his father, or you put him in foster care or something, which chances are 9 times out of 10, that isn't going to happen. The end goal in mind is to always be a stepdad. You can't just be the boyfriend that comes over and just beats the box. It's impossible.
And here's the truth, all right? I'm not saying single mothers hate their kids, but they hate the life they're in. they don't have
I
freedom.
mean, if a woman had the choice of being a single mom or being married, she's gonna choose to be married. Hold on, past experience, mud, bro. Everybody, we have all talked to a woman with kids before, bro. We have. Don't all boys need a father figure? Yes, they do, desperately. But hey, some guys don't want to be that guy. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. One time I was talking to a girl. I was 20 years old. I'm talking about, I met this girl on, I think it was on Tinder. You know what I'm saying? I met her a little minute ago. We going to the movies. I crushed the same night. I'm talking about we vibing. We go to Chipotle like a week later. And then, I end up crushing it at a gas station one day. And then she just automatically told, bro, her dad was a pastor. It's always a pastor, by the way. Their dad is always a pastor. And she talking about, I actually have a kid and blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, you the trick. I never contributed to anything. If anything, what do you mean? We both had a good time. I'm telling you this right now, bro. Like, having fun with a single mom is cool, but no disrespect. I don't want to, no disrespect to the ladies, because I know they're going to get mad when I say this, but bro, if you are a stepdad, you are effectively a full-time babysitter. You are a full-time babysitter, bro. You are babysitting that kid. You don't have full rights to that kid, but you have full responsibility. You got to pay the bills. You got to pay for the clothing. You got to pay for all that shit. Hell no. Then you got to deal with baby daddy drama. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you this right now, okay?
And it's the same level of correlation.
I didn't hurt no hearts.
You see videos of people talking about their jobs. I hate this place. My boss is a bitch. I just want to be free, beautiful oceans, aesthetic videos and pictures. That's what life is about. And I'm stuck in this office. You are not free. And Are you okay with that?
My days of being a finance bro are over. F you, finance. F you, New York.
Okay, so what is this guy gonna do? Wait, bro, you don't like being in finance? 6'5"? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Them finance bros be getting a bag, though.
I'm free.
Bro said I'm free, and then rent is due at the beginning of the month. How you gonna pay the bills? I'm one of those people. I like to be delusional. I like to be a dreamer. I believe in chasing your dreams. I believe in doing that shit. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. Chances are your parents said a lot of the shit that they told you because it was true. Your parents told you to get a nice job because we live in a world, unfortunately, where you need a job. And a lot of these decent jobs that actually give you the freedom to do what you want don't pay good. And a lot of these dream jobs and dream lives that you see these people live, it's a dream. It's a dream. Like being a content creator, bro, it is a dream. Like the people who are really going to be eating are the people at the top. You know what I mean? Like this shit takes a lot of work to get to where you want to be. Got out the city building, bro. Said, I'm so glad I got fired. I mean, bro, fuck that job. I'm going to be honest with you. You should never be defined by a job, gang. Don't ever feel like, listen, though, in this economy, I would advise you, have another job lined up. But, like, this is what I've learned from working jobs, because I've worked so many different jobs. I've worked in retail. I've worked in fast food. I've worked in security. I love security, right? But what I realize is that good jobs truly don't exist. It's a job that you can tolerate where you don't want to quit. You can tolerate it just enough that you don't just quit. Okay? And in this economy, the moment that you feel like you want to quit, you better start looking for that job. You better start looking for that job. Find you a new job and leave. Don't give those people that 2-week notice. Don't give those people that 2-week notice, because I'm going to tell you this right now. If it came down to laying you off or firing you, would they give you 2 weeks? Would they actually give you 2 weeks? I see Nizzy as a security guard. I'm taking everything, bro. You don't realize security guards aren't defending shit. I'm not no armed security. I be sitting at a desk. I'm just going to take the clip of you running in there, stealing. I'm just going to make a report, and I'm going to let my manager handle it. That's literally what I did when I did security, bro. One dude, bro, the craziest security story I got, this dude's baby mama followed him to his job. She snuck in, said, I guess she pulled up to the job because, like, there's, like, a gate that you need to get in at. And if you say you have like a delivery, right, they'll let you in. So she'll be like, I'm DoorDash, I'm here for boop, boop, boop. And she said his name. So then, you know, you look and you see, okay, he's a part of the building. You just let him in. So she came in. She pulled up to his car without him knowing. She opened, he left his car unlocked. She went, searched his whole car. She took some shit and dipped. And then bro was like, yo, did y'all get that on camera? And we had to get the camera. We had to get the camera footage. He called the cops. The cops pulled up. We gave them the camera footage. And then our manager handled the rest of it. Literally. That's the most I ever had to do. I thought security guards were like the dudes off the mountain. Bro, no, we just be chilling, bro. That's what I'm saying. We that's it.
I can literally do whatever I want. I can live my life. I don't have to see my boss. I don't have to see the back of a
Everybody craves freedom.
Yeah, it's like that for 2 weeks. And then once you realize you need money again, you start looking for another job. And then you're going to take that ass right back to finance.
And the philosophers are obviously right. You are not free, you are a slave if you have to clock in and work a job. And it's much easier to ignore that part of your life and to look down on other people that are even more enslaved, because that's how you are comfortable. That's how you're still in your position, because you're comfortable with making fun of single mothers.
Any occupation.
Bro, are you serious? So you mean to tell me to cope with being a slave, I clown single moms?
Art or science is vulgar, and likewise all paid employments, for they absorb and degrade the mind.
Philosophers
What?
And likewise all...
Any occupation, art, or science is vulgar, and likewise all paid employments, for they absorb and degrade the mind.
Paid employments, for they absorb and degrade the mind.
Okay.
Philosophers are praised for how intelligent and wise they are, but people never assume. How did
Jordan Peterson is not no philosopher, bro.
they get so smart? They just have a nice big brain. Absolutely not. They were born in privilege. They had tutors, private education. They have the advantage.
So they were just a bunch of Nepo babies? That's what you're saying?
Advantage to what? To do nothing. In the Roman Empire, it is actually the meaning of life, to do nothing, to hang out, to chill and vibe. But people forget, that's not the Roman Empire. Those are the elites, the rich people that you're not in.
We wear our burnout like a badge of honor. If you aren't grinding, if you aren't overwhelmed, if you aren't crazy busy,
Man, none of these people said if you aren't grinding.
the implication is that you simply aren't important. We have convinced ourselves that constant movement is the ultimate sign of success. Now I want you to imagine taking that mindset into a time machine back to the year 50 AD.
The Mamba mentality. Oh my God, this guy works so hard. I want people to realize one thing. Hard work is a scam. It is marketing. I know many people.
What? So when Juice WRLD said, hard work pays off, I've been feeling paid, dog. Take a bullet to the head. Nay, dog. Come on, bro. When he said that, like, he didn't mean that, bro. You should do some resume ratings. Do I look like a Job Corps? Do I look like the Job Corps, bro? Yes, that's crazy. What you need to do is put that bit in Chat GBT and boom. You know what we should do? That actually would be fun. Everybody make a resume and then I'll rate your resume. That would actually be a good idea. Going on
a lot of money, 10 to 30 grand, not a month, a day. And what does he do all day? He literally does jack shit. Wakes up, checks his phone, scrolls a little bit, eats food, and then goes to the gym for 3-4 hours.
Oh my God, this is like literally my life minus the gym.
There are many people that live the lives you couldn't dream of while also doing nothing. It is a trap to believe that you must work hard to accomplish your goals, because it is never as hard as you make it out to be.
What? You think so? Y'all really think so? I feel like getting what you want is pretty difficult. I'm gonna be honest, because if it wasn't difficult, then you would already have it.
Your best ideas come in the shower, and creativity researchers finally understand why. That
Damn, I don't take showers, so I guess I'm not creative.
specific environment creates the exact brain state required for breakthrough thinking that your normal day prevents.
If you thought philosophers were so great just because they were the rich kids,
Is it crazy that a lot of the best ideas do come from the shower though? I do be like in flow state when I'm in the shower. Like I be talking to myself. I be like, do a 2026 Nizzy census. What is that? I be in the shower and I deadass be like, whatever I be thinking that I'm gonna say in a video, it's normally because I got it from the shower or I got it from walking Because normally when I walk, I come up with my best shit. Like literally. Dude, when I tell you walking, if you walk, you just go into automatic flow state. Like a lot of my banger videos where I've dropped banger takes have been from me just walking. Like literally, just go out, walk, and then just drop gems all day, bro. Search census. I'll do it after this.
Absolutely wrong. They were able to buy the time to do nothing.
Bro said I have a notepad outside my shower. That notepad got mold in it. That notepad, all that mist in paper, no, bro.
You're constantly showering. That's when you have your best ideas. You enter the state of humanity. Most people never reach because they're constantly
I love Piper Raquel. Thank you for that. Thank you for that chat. I appreciate that. Do you actually love Piper Raquel? That is a crazy ass name, but welcome in. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm out here supporting small streamers. Have a great day. Thank you, gang. I love, bro, that is a wild name. I can't lie.
Distracted by something. Their job, being a single mother, showing your tits, always having to take care of the kids. You're constantly distracted by something.
I'm not gonna lie though. Hold on.
And that takes away
Thank you
a
for that
part
follow,
of
brother.
your soul. Real philosophers understand that in the silence, that's where all the noise is. As in, how the did some guy watch an apple fall realize there is gravity? It's because he was calmly sitting next to the tree doing jack.
That's literally what I said. That's literally what I said, bro. Oh my God. I literally thought about this, bro. While I was going for a walk, I'm like, damn, imagine life before the internet. Imagine life before you had a phone. The reason why we don't have any like modern philosophers, or we don't have like our version of an Aristotle or whatever the fuck, is because we are constantly being stimulated by our phones. Anytime you're bored, what do? We start scrolling through Twitter. We start going through TikTok. We start watching YouTube. You're never really bored. A lot of the people that thought of all this crazy shit, we just sit outside all day. There was no Instagram. It wasn't no FaceTime. You couldn't FaceTime a bit. You had to sit there and think. And when you sit there and you think and you think and you think, that's when you come up with shit like that. I've literally said this. I'm like, bro, do you know how bored you have to be to come up with some shit like that? Because that's when I really be thinking about, like, when I was bored, I swear to God, today, right? I was in my room and I was pacing around and I'm like, I was just thinking about this. I'm like, damn, I fucking hate people who are just so fake, right? And I'm like, well, why are people fake? And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, the reason why we live in a society where authenticity is kind of frowned upon and being inauthentic is actually celebrated is due to the fact that people have an attachment to the material. People are willing to do or say whatever if it's going to benefit their lives. If you live a certain way, if you're used to making a certain amount of money, you're going to do whatever it takes to maintain that, even if it's going to be at the expense of your morals. You know, you're going to portray yourself a certain way. And I'm not sitting here and I'm not saying I'm the realest breathing, okay? I never said that because I've had to play the game before too. It's a part of life. We live in a world where being authentic means you're taking a risk. You know, if you said everything that was right on your mind, you don't always say good things. So a lot of the time we say what's palatable because that's what's safe and that's what's rewarded. I thought of that shit today just by pacing around in my room, mad at the world. So think about these guys that they just sit there all day, every day, just bored.
Of who you are is in the silence.
Einstein spent 4 hours every day doing absolutely nothing, walking, sailing, playing violin. While other scientists buried themselves in equations, he was staring at clouds. His colleagues thought he was wasting time. But Einstein knew a secret most people miss. Breakthrough ideas don't come from thinking harder. They come from thinking less.
People always ask how I come up with my video ideas, and it's...
Wait, what is it?
Thinking less.
People always...
Why Kodak Black might be a Clash Royale goblin.
Ask how...
Yo, what's good, twins?
How I come up with my video ideas, and it's kind of difficult.
Why black culture is Machiavellian. That actually sounds like a good video. Shout out to Machiavelli, bro.
To say, but I just do jack every day.
Yo,
Real
Vargas,
stuff, guys.
thank you for that follow, gang.
The life of me being a YouTuber, making money, X, Y, and Z, it's really easy. I just sit around all day. I talk on the microphone, and sometimes I'm bored. I go play video games. I walk around. That's it. And that's where the greatest ideas come from. Don't get me wrong. You have to do the work. I hate editing, but I'm not a complete human being. We all are not. I'm on my journey and path to
we gotta watch this 100 meters. I heard this shit was tough.
becoming the person I expect myself to be. And
Aristotle made the first university. Kai made the first SU, which was more impactful. Nah, facts.
Understand, you gotta sift through some shit to actually find the gold. That's not saying, but you get the idea.
Let me put into real terms how easy your dreams are. If you set up a 1 foot wide plank and
oh my god, if you set up a 1 foot wide plank on the ground, you would be able to do it with absolutely no problem. But what if I took that same plank and I put them on two ends of a skyscraper and made you walk across? You did it on the ground just fine, but you probably would fall on the top of the skyscraper because you're looking down. It's not that walking across the plank is hard. It's just that a lot of the times we overthink things.
Across the floor, you could walk across that thing 1,000 out of 1,000 times. But if you took that exact same plank and put it 1,000 feet in the air, 99% of people are gonna fall because you're too busy looking down. What if I fall? If I fall, I'm totally Most people aren't even gonna try and cross that beam when it's 1,000 feet in the air because you're too worried about what if it goes wrong. Even though the task itself, cross that skinny mother is not that difficult. Why are you so focused on what could go wrong when
being a single mom must suck fat, big vagina?
Hey, would y'all save a single mom? I am not crossing that plank. I mean, I probably would overthink. I'm naturally an overthinker. And I'm not gonna lie though, I'm like Sun Jin Woo right now. I'm in the phase of my life, bro. A lot of the shit I struggled, a lot of the addictions and a lot of the shit that I had, I just kicked that shit randomly. I'm like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Isn't that crazy? Like, bro, the human mind is crazy. If you could literally just lock in one day and just be like, I don't want to do this no more. And then you don't. Imagine all the shit that's difficult for you, your brain can just flip the script and you're like, I want to do this. I swear. And a lot of the time, it's because of the noise that's in your head. And a lot of the time, bro, you get what you want by not giving a fuck about it. That's what I realized. I'm the type of person where I always get so caught up on the thoughts. And I've shown this so many times, but it's like, it really is a formula to this. I'm going to draw it out one more time because I'm trying to at least leave you with this, right? Everybody knows what I'm going to draw, right? We got these 3 circles. This is a 3-step outcome, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3, right? The first thing in the process is to think your thoughts, right? You have to think about what it is. I'm going to say think, right? You have, well, no, it's the thought, right? You have the thought to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? Then you have the action, right? The action, and then you have the outcome, right? And a lot of the time, we think that if we spend all day here, if we had the most well thought out idea, and we think out every single step, and we think about the plan, that it's gonna get us the outcome that we want. No, buddy, that's not how that works. You could think all day. If you never do the action, it won't matter. You could think about all day, and then guess what? The outcome could be completely different than the way that you thought about it, right? But here's the thing. It's the thought that creates the outcome. So you have to cut down on step 1 and just do step 2. So as soon as you get the idea to do it, just do it. Stop thinking so much, just do it, right? Then once you do your action, then you get the outcome, right? You get the outcome. Then once you get your outcome, you think about how you got to that outcome, and then you do this shit all over again. Do you get what I'm saying? So stop getting so caught up on the thought and just do it. Who gives a fuck? Bro, a lot of time, let's say you see a girl walking down the street. You in your head, oh, dude, I don't want to talk to her, blah, blah, blah. She might dub me. She got a boyfriend. Bro, just walk up. If you would have spent half the time just walking up and talking to her, then you'd be like, damn, okay, well, she got a boyfriend. Okay, whatever. All right, well, on to the next. Literally. But I spent so much time being caught up right here, just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking in an endless loop, just being caught up. And now I'm at the point where I'm just going to do shit, Whatever happens, happens. If you're detached from the outcome, then the action gets easier, bro.
They're constantly busy. They have to take care of the children. They have to go work. They have to go do everything, look pretty so they can attract a male that could possibly save their lives. And most likely they're only going to attract losers because losers love single moms. Their lives absolutely suck. And it's not because they have children. Children are amazing. They're beautiful. They're the things that create more life. The worst part is that they cannot tap into their humanity. They are constantly busy, and it's so easy to make fun of them. But if you really want to reach the pinnacle of your potential, you'd have to slowly realize you're no different than them. You constantly are busy doing shit that you don't give a fuck about, and that takes away your soul.
Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. If you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path.
Oh.
Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared.
Hold on, this is actually fire.
Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. The quieter you become, the more you can hear.
The information provided today goes extremely in depth that a lot of people will never reach in their lives. How I know about it is because I actually grew up Buddhist with Buddhist monks. I was in temples, and it's...
Hold on, so he's been meditating and he was on his gazer. Yo, Krillin, what's good, gang?
Given me a very unique
what's up,
perspective
brother?
on life.
Yo, did you just get partner, gang? Hold on, did you just get partner, bro? Or did you been? I don't remember you having that badge, gang.
If you're curious more about it, I go extremely in depth about how to reach presence in the school community, or you could check out these videos I have on screen where I mention about being too loud. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, toodly-doo.
I don't know what the single moms had to do about this, but it.